Good morning, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane and Hurricane HD video blog for Monday, the 17th of September, 2012. Tropics, kind of a broken record here. We're going to be talking about Nadine for a long time. You wait and see. It's going to be out there for a while. Already been out there for several days with this kind of a track. Maybe going to affect the Azores, but at least it's weakened. It's now just a tropical storm. And these other two areas of interest, 92L, 93L, both of those at 0% chances for future development due to generally unfavorable conditions in the atmosphere. A close-up of what was 93L, you can see a pretty good low pressure area here as this cold front coming in, dragging this moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico, streaming it into the central Gulf Coast and across a good part of the southeast in the Tennessee Valley. A lot of heavy rain down here in Louisiana, right where you don't need it, right? And then up here through the Tennessee Valley, and this will all spread north and east into the deep south and up the east coast over the next several days, bringing a drenching, soaking rain to a lot of people as we start off the week. Sea surface temperature anomalies. This is kind of interesting. We still have a band of above normal temperatures here between Africa and Central America. This is where the heat was taken out by Leslie. Up here it was taken out by Michael, and then very, very warm anomalies up here over the northwest Atlantic still. And the Gulf of Mexico cooled down a little bit due to Isaac's passage back in August. And we can see on a different perspective the Western Hemisphere. There's the cold water left behind by Isaac. There's the cold water left behind by Leslie, and the cold water left behind by Michael. And eventually over here we'll see cold water left behind by Nadine. So that's the hurricanes doing their work to get the heat out of the tropics. Now it's really interesting to me to see what's going on in the Pacific here. We are not in an El Nino. I don't care how you look at it. In fact, the Nino 3-4 area through here cooled over the last week or so from 0.8 degrees above normal down to only 0.5, which is right at neutral, that 0.5. This according to the Climate Prediction Center's weekly El Nino Southern Oscillation update. And you can see through here the anomalies really not that positive at all. And in fact there are some cold anomalies in the eastern Pacific. So this El Nino event that was advertised to come on earlier in the year has not done so, and I think that could have pretty big implications on what we have here in the Western Basin as we get into the latter part of the month and through October, because without this huge area of warm water out here that we were expecting to have, you shouldn't have that strong upper level wind flow coming across, or shear, that would be prevalent during a true El Nino season. So we'll have to wait and see. I think we still have another week to 10 days where we don't have much to worry about at all as far as development. Then we need to start watching the Madden-Julian oscillation. This is the ECMWF prediction for it, and you can see it just starts to try to get over where a few of the ensemble members want to try to get it over towards regions or phases 8 and 1. We really don't worry about it becoming too active until we see the MJO come out over to this region, which is where it was when we had Isaac. The Madden-Julian oscillation, basically a look at how the upward motion is across the tropics, the ability of the convective activity to rise, to have upward motion or divergence in the atmosphere. And right now this is favoring the Western Pacific, which is where we saw that strong typhoon out near Okinawa and now Korea. And it looks like the MJO will slowly progress its way, eventually coming around towards the Western Hemisphere, but probably not until the end of the month and into October. So things are looking pretty quiet out there, with the exception of Nadine. Even in the Eastern Pacific, where we do have Hurricane Lane, it is well to the southwest of the Baja Peninsula and not going to pose any threats to land whatsoever. So that's a look at the tropics for today. A nice quiet week ahead, with the exception of those tropical type rainfall squall line, etc. Very heavy rain coming into the east. Be prepared for that. Be aware of that. And don't be caught by surprise. And again, I'm Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video for you tomorrow.